Hi guys, Josh here and welcome to FramesPerSecond. Today we're shooting some Arista EDU 400, which is a black and white film that Froma makes for freestyle. It basically is FramesPerSecond, but I don't know exactly what deal they have going on, but we're going to shoot some. And yeah, today's just a bit of a chill day, going to Melbourne, seeing some friends, and yeah, let's get to it. So, like I've said, Arista is really FramesPerSecond, and we've done a video on that before, so you can go back and check that out. Here we are at the airport going to Melbourne, and so I know you've been seeing some of the Melbourne videos. This was obviously for the first day, the same day I did my Lomography 400 review, so you can go back, check out that. There's a bit more of the day in that video than this one. And as with my Melbourne trip, it was my first time really shooting my rangefinder and trying to zone focus properly, and it didn't always work out. Melbourne was also really cloudy and rainy that week, so I kind of do wish I just brought 800 speed film for the whole trip, but unfortunately that was not the case, and we have shaky shutters like this. But this was also from me walking and trying to take a photo, which I do not recommend. And that's kind of been a big thing from this trip, was being like, slow down, stop for 1 second to take the photo, don't try to do it while you're moving, because most of the time it will not turn out well. So Froma and Arista is a really cheap film, and it's a pretty solid film for what it is. I really do like the contrast, and the grain is quite nice, so I would like something a bit finer. And I know I can definitely get better results with Tri-X, which is also somewhat cheap, though not as cheap as Froma and Arista are. Zone focusing was kind of tricky to get a hand on, and I'm still not that great at it though. I definitely am better than I was during this trip. Here we are at a restaurant looking out the window trying to take a photo, and I definitely focused more for the ground than the people's heads, so they weren't exactly in focus, and I was definitely on a lower shutter speed, and these shots were underexposed, so they're extra grainy. Because this was all a learning curve, guys. I know I had been doing this for 2 years, but I still had stuff to learn, and there's stuff that you can really only learn from doing. Though there's definitely people that can tell you to do things, but it's when you do it yourself you can't really know. But do you like the contrast? The blacks are black, you do kind of have more of a grey. If anything, I do kind of wish the highlights were just a bit brighter, though some of the shots, they definitely do pop out nicely. This shot actually is pretty decent because I'm not shooting a moving or a live target. Here my focus was off completely, it's in the background. And so yeah, I will admit most of these shots are kind of trash. That one's in focus, so maybe that's actually alright. But it was still fun, and every roll you shoot's a new learning experience, and this definitely was. I was using a camera I had only used once before. This is my second time using it. I'm using a film I haven't shot before, though a friend of mine has, and I didn't really know what to expect. And part of the problem with some of the images is that I just wanted to finish the roll so I could put in a new roll the next day, and so there are quite a few shots which were taken just to finish the roll, which ended up with not great photos. But for the price, I definitely think Arista and FramesPerSecond are definitely worth it. I would use FramesPerSecond just for fun. It's not something that I think is particularly high quality, though I've definitely seen some great shots on it, particularly in medium format, so maybe I'd use it more for that than 35. Okay, so right now I'm shooting on a Canon P. I've got some Arista EDU in it, and then I have my EOS, which you would have seen earlier in the episode. I have some Lomo 400 loaded up, and then I have my Minolta Freedom 3, which has some Lomo as well, because this is just my random cam.
I love that cam. Oh, that sound is so nice. Oh my god.
But there are films that are also cheap that I do like better, and that I would use on a professional level, like Tri-X. But Froma and Arista is no slouch, it's still a good film. And then something happened at the end of my roll. I think I might have just gone too hard with the film advance lever, and sometimes when you do that, it does affect your last few images, or it's possible maybe I've rewound the film too quick at the start and it caused some static. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's not a development thing that caused those lines on the image, but oh well, what can you do?
Oh my god, it's a free scrunchie. It kind of looks like a face. So we just need hair and then eyes.
Okay, so Jazz is gonna run through that pole there to get through 9 3/4.
Oh yeah!
Let's see it happen.
Okay.
No. Okay, so that's all the time we have for today. I hope you liked my shots on Arista EDU 400. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to know when there's a new episode. But anyway guys, just get out there and shoot some film.